A court in Mathura is going to be hearing Krishna Janmabhoomi case amid the Gyanvapi controversy. As the showdown over Gyanvapi dispute simmers, the civil court will hear the Krishna Janmabhoomi Temple Idgah Masjid dispute. 3 pleas will be heard by the court today and tomorrow. The plea is related to right to worship at the Krishna Janmabhoomi. That's going to be heard today. A representative suit filed on behalf of the Hindu community seeking removal of the masjid from the disputed property will also be heard. On the 26th of May, the court is going to take up the petitions challenging the 1968 agreement that allowed the masjid to continue. The court on Thursday will also take up the cases on the issue of whether the 1968 agreement was obtained by fraud. Important hearings in a Mathura court today, where we're getting you details of 3 pleas that will be coming up gradually. 1 plea is going to come up, and this is from the Hindu side, essentially seeking removal of the mosque in the premises. The court is going to be hearing the Krishna Janmabhoomi case. This, remember, comes amid another controversy that is brewing in Banaras, and that is the Gyanvapi mosque controversy. As the showdown over Gyanvapi dispute simmers, the civil court will hear the Krishna Janmabhoomi Temple Idgah Masjid dispute. 3 pleas will be heard by the court today and tomorrow. The plea is related to right to worship at Krishna Janmabhoomi. That's going to be heard today. Anisha is getting us more details on that story. Anisha, I believe that there are 3 pleas before the court. Which is the one that is going to be heard today? Just break that down for us. Explain this to our viewers.
Well, Sneha, in the Mathura court, as far as the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple issue is concerned, there are a number of petitions that are there. Now, there is a set of about 10 petitions which were filed earlier as civil suits on the right to worship and the idea that the compromise deed entered into in 1968 between the Ram Janmabhoomi Seva Sansthan and the Idgah Trust was in fact incorrect. It was falsified because the Seva Sansthan, which had the management of the temple, was not actually the owner of the temple property, and that is why the compromise which said that the Idgah will get a certain part of this land while the temple will get certain part of this land was incorrect. Now, those petitions are set to be heard tomorrow. Today, what is going to be heard before the district judge is yet another fresh petition that has been filed as a representative suit by a group of lawyers and law students from Delhi, Lucknow and other places. None of them are residents of Mathura. All of them have said that they are devotees of Lord Krishna, and they believe that since this compromise which allowed this temple and the masjid to coexist was incorrect, therefore the masjid should be removed, that the entire property should be given back to Lord Krishna as the Sri Krishna Virajman, as the presiding deity of the temple. Now remember, the question of whether there was a fraud or not is something that has been raised in the other petitions as well, and earlier also this issue had come up. The civil court has thrown out those petitions saying that these are barred under the 1991 Places of Worship Act because there is no proof as such. The district judge on 19th May passed an order saying that since there is an allegation that this allegation of fraudulent compromise should at least be heard by the civil court and then decided. Now, what is also interesting is that the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi Seva Trust or the Sansthan or the Seva Sansthan, none of them have actually appeared before the court. So far the debate in the court has been between the Hindu devotees who are not in fact connected to the temple trust and the Idgah trust. Back to you.
Anisha, thanks for getting us up to speed with all of those developments. We're coming back to you for more on that in a bit from now. The mandir-masjid showdown in Karnataka's Mangaluru is escalating. Hindu group VHP will perform a puja near the disputed site. According to BJP MLA Bharat Shetty, Hindu rituals will be performed near the site by locals to see if there's any power in the mosque. BJP has demanded a proper investigation by the Archaeological Survey of India. Meanwhile, Section 144 has been imposed for 500 meters around the masjid till the 26th of May, till 8 a.m. A survey has been demanded after a Hindu temple-like architectural design was found underneath an old mosque during its renovation. Hindu groups claim that a temple existed at the site before the mosque was built.
There was an incident while renovating one of the masjid, the Juma Masjid near Tenkavulipadi Grama, Malalipeta. There were like some structures similar to temples were found, and there were like some issue created within. Police and local revenue officials, they handled the situation. We conducted a cursory meeting, and even the masjid management committee, they have assured us they are like fighting that case in the court. Whatever rituals conducted by whatever organization, there we don't have to like hold it in a legal perspective. All these things will be looked after in the court. Court will take the appropriate decision.
One thing is the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal have taken a stay on the demolition process. They have taken a stay on the demolition process. They have said the demolition should not take place and a proper investigation should be done. My stand as an MLA is also I am also of the same view that a proper survey by the archaeological department should be done. Every time you say a mosque is built or a temple, you go and hide behind the 1991 Place of Worship Act. No, it is not we. It is not like I am doing it or one organization doing it. This is the local wanted to do Tambula Prashne. We can't go and tell don't do it because it's a part of a culture here. It's a part of a belief system and they want to do it.
Our Karnataka is a global state. We all are living and there is no issues which have to be reckoned up. They are unnecessary because of the election. They are taking all these of issues in the coastal area and in the entire state. Chief Minister is in Davos. He is signing agreements with various minority institutions where other friends to come and participate here. Now, I think this BJP outfits are creating a lot of problems. It is a very big damaging to the state.
All these controversies are being manufactured by fringe elements just to polarize the society, polarize the state, and this is totally unwarranted. The BJP and their allies, they are involved in all these things. I condemn it.
Right now we are standing in the Bhajana Mandir, which is where the Tambula Prashne to be held, and we can see that all the leaders of VHP and Bajrang Dal is present, and in front of Gopal Krishna Panikar, the expert from Kerala who is conducting this particular ritual here. Also, he has been accompanied by the local Tantri called Polalagiri Prakash Tantri. The team is to find out whether the mosque or the inside the mosque is there any God's power or not. The procedure is to conduct till the evening, and the rituals is happening right now. We can see that the tambola, which have the betel nuts and betel leaves, has been exchanged already. Now keeping the Graha Deshe, where the Hindu, according to Hindu rituals, these things are important. Now it's a long procedure where the finding of God's presence in the mosque will be declared by evening. That is what it has been informed.
Some news just coming in, and this is an India Today exclusive showing Qutub's truth from history that shows ancient proof of Hindu past of Qutub. India Today has accessed 1871 British Raj ASI report, which is the Archaeological Survey of India, seeking to settle the Qutub debate. The report mentions Lakshmi idols, Hindu pillars and Anantnag in Qutub Minar mosque. The British report says pillars erected by Hindu King Prithviraj. This is a never seen before British era Qutub fact check. Enough proof from 1871, which is the ASI report, I beg your pardon, that we're looking at, the Archaeological Survey of India report, settling the debate over Qutub. This is something that Muslims also, in fact, have been saying, that we have said in the past there is a possibility of there being a hybrid sense of Hindu structures coexisting rather with a mosque, in fact. listen in to the ASI director on what he's had to say about this report that dates back to 1871-72.
The report mentions that earlier it was not a mosque. All the evidences shows that it was a temple, and the evidences were hidden by the Muslims, and then they had set up a mosque over there just above the temple.
Quite likely that the corridor and the domical structure over it, the trabeate kind of domical structure, they are the elements of Hindu temple architecture that exist over there. But the core area, the sanctum sanctorum or the mukh mandap or vestibule and things like that, the core elements of the temple existing within that area, somewhere near the iron pillar, that whole area, the surface is all covered, so we cannot say. But the corridor as such, which we see, is the existing one, and now it is part of Quwaitul Islam Mosque. But quite likely it might be of the temple